Welcome to this webinar. I am Poemiti Etienne. I'm in charge of international admissions at TBS Education. I am here today with Andrea Mantovani, head of the MSc Purchasing and Supply Chain. So perhaps you could introduce yourself.
Hello, welcome to this event. I'm Andrea Mantovani. I've been heading this MSc since 2022, and I'm very happy to be here to explain what we do, the way we do it, and how you can apply and possibly join us at TBS Education next year.
Thank you, Andrea. We will also be joined by Julie Sénard, a Customer Retention Manager at Kuehne + Nagel, as well as two students from the MSc Purchasing and Supply Chain. So before diving into the details about the school, we wanted to share with you a little video about TBS Education and our campuses. So let's go.
If you want to open your world and be inspired, if you want to learn with passion and ambition, choose TBS Education. On the campus of your choice in Toulouse, Paris, Barcelona, or Casablanca, you'll be part of a community that spans the globe. So seize your chance to study in over 230 partner universities. Because it's not only about studying, it's about meeting people, making friends, sharing experiences. It's about life. Your way, your voice, your path. Choose excellence. A triply accredited school with flexible courses, a wide range of specializations, and lively campuses. Learn from inspiring teachers and seasoned professionals, all behind you to support your projects and mobility. Let's share our truth. The people you meet along the way are already part of your career. So collaborate with your talented peers, who are all future managers. Gain professional experience through internships, apprenticeships, and double degrees. Progress. Interact with people working for leading international companies. Stand out in the job market. Become eventually an expert in your field. Now is your time to shape and forge your career. Give everything for your future. Get everything in the future. Choose TBS Education.
Well, perfect. I hope you enjoyed that video about TBS Education and our campuses. So now some key figures about the school you should keep in mind. So at TBS Education, we have more than 6,000 students. 40% of them are international students. We also have 53% of international professors and 37 student associations. At TBS Education, we try to be as international as we can be. That's one of the reasons why we have campuses in France, so in the cities of Toulouse, Paris, but also in Spain, in the city of Barcelona, and in Morocco, Casablanca. We also have 240 partner universities and 120 different nationalities on our campuses. We are also known for academic excellence because we are indeed among the only 1% of French business schools owning the triple accreditation, so AICSB, EQUIS, and AMBA. We are also a member, of course, of Forum Campus France, Conférence des Grandes Écoles, and CDEFM. Well, that's all for the global overview. I will now hand over to the head of the MSc, Andrea Mantovani, who will provide you more details about the program.
Thank you very much and welcome again to this event. I'd like to introduce my program. I'm going to give you a brief description followed by what our students usually do, so career openings, and then I'm going to be passing the ball to our colleagues from Julie Sénard and Professional. We have students coming here and then Q&A. So why joining this master? That's very important because you may wonder what is going to be your future. Since I joined Toulouse TBS Education, it was 2020, there was COVID. Then there was the Russian-Ukraine conflict, the Israel-Palestine conflict. Lately, Mr. Trump imposing tariffs is changing the way we trade, changing the way our supply chain works. So professionals taking this MSc are going to be equipped with the knowledge to confront these challenges, to be able to take decisions on due time in this flexible environment changing every single day. So we are here to present what we do, the kind of skills you're going to get, and how you can benefit from joining our program at TBS Education. Let me now briefly enter into the program. We have 4 layers I would like to introduce. The first of all is a strong focus on decision making. This is why we have classes on game theory, risk management, followed by an emphasis on quantitative analysis. Let me focus a bit on what we do for causality, clustering, demand forecasting. So students should know how the market is evolving, is changing. I mentioned before these events change the global landscape. So professionals taking this MSc need to know how to respond to these challenges by anticipating the needs for companies. This is followed by, again, an environment which is very social. We have soft skills, teamwork. We focus on professional competencies. And needless to say, it's very multicultural, multidimensional. In my program, every year we have half French students, half international, and this combination is going to give synergies. Those studying with you are going to be possibly your best friends, but also your partners in the future. So the network, the alumni that TBS creates is fundamental for your career and for building a strong competence. Let me show you a bit the calendar, because this is a full-time program which is divided into 2/3 components. So trimester number 1, you start in September and you end in December. You have 4 class units. I'm going to be spending some time in the next minute on what kind of subject you are going to tackle if you join our MSc, followed by soft skills. Important to develop that kind of knowledge, how to relate with partners, how to negotiate, how to talk with the colleagues, how to negotiate with suppliers. Second trimester, so January, March, we have other 4 class units. At the same time, some consultancy assignment, meaning what? Companies work with that. Companies come with projects. Companies need professionals to start developing ideas. So they come with a project and they need the competence of students to solve problems. Needless to say, this is going to empower your foundations. So here we try to combine all the time theory and practice. This is until the end of March. Then you start your internship, stage, in a company in France, company abroad, depending on which kind of task you want to develop. At the end of your period in the company, you're going to write a master dissertation, followed by, supervised by myself or one of our talented researchers, one of our professors, in which you have to express your contribution to the company, explain what you did within your 6 months period in the company. Let me now, tell you a bit more. So we try to have a complete program with different learning experiences, professionalization, soft skills, consulting, master thesis, in-campus social life, for a total number of 425 hours. And let me tell you a bit more. So as you see, I'm open to questions about every aspect of my presentation, we try to balance purchasing and supply chain. In the first trimester in their case, we're going to have purchasing and supply chain strategy, followed by purchasing management. So Unit 1 and 3, combined Unit 2, are going to be a combination of these competencies, followed by Unit 4, in which you're going to discuss issues of game theory, issues of optimization, of demand forecasting, transversal between the professions. Normally, this is going to be the trimester September-December. Then you take a well-deserved break. You come back to TBS Education in January for the second trimester, Units 5 to 8. Let me focus on Unit 6, for example. We try to give you a lot of competency for information systems, meaning what? Professionals come to TBS Education, expert in Power BI, in VBA, in SAP. So all these system softwares useful for companies. Normally, we try to anticipate to the first trimester some of these competencies to equip you with the right foundation to follow all these courses. Then you have performance and risk management, issues in purchasing and supply chain, with a focus on trade, with a focus on negotiation, transport management, revenue management. I teach myself a class on game theory, Unit 4, and this year I try to focus on negotiation across nations, given the global scenario. Unit 8, the research unit, is where you discover how to write a dissertation. Professionals are coming here to TBS Education to show you which is the best way to provide a content which is valuable for companies. And then you have also, I would like you to draw the attention to what you introduced lately, some sort of coaching. So we have professionals helping you in the transition between the school and the company, something which is really difficult to sometimes cope with. So they are here in this unit to show you how to navigate the process of joining a company after spending time at TBS Education for 6 months. So let me again give you a bit more of details on what are the most important features of our program. As I mentioned before, we try to balance our 2 core competencies of supply chain and purchasing. Our environment is multicultural. I mean, myself, I'm Italian. Most of my colleagues are not from here. We try to provide our own competencies, our own culture within TBS Education. You have a first-hand interaction with multinational companies. They come to TBS. We organize visits. So you have this first-hand interaction almost every single week in our program, entirely taught in English, research-driven. So we also try to show you how to write a research thesis, not just using AI as a way to do the work for you, but how to integrate AI into the process of doing research. We have leaders coming to TBS. Our program is taught half by professors, half by professionals, meaning what professors are going to give you solid background in theory, in what we study, our research. Professionals are going to complement that with expertise needed for companies to work and to hire you. Consulting missions, we have companies, I mentioned before that, but it's better to reiterate, coming to TBS with a project. We form groups, even across different masters in which you work. In a consulting mission, you provide your expertise, you work with teams of other students from different disciplines, and you try to provide your answer to the company's requests. Soft skills, you may have hard skills, you may know a lot about statistics for companies, you may know programming, but you also need to be able to express yourself, to present your ideas, to showcase to the company how good you are or could possibly be. This is why soft skills are important. Coaching, again, I insist on this process of helping students in the transition between what you do at school and what you're going to do in a company. So this process should not be neglected, and we insist a lot on helping you in transforming the competencies you learn in class to competencies useful for companies.
So I'm sorry to interrupt,
Yeah, sure.
but perhaps does that mean that you have like workshop as well, not only classes during this program?
Yeah, thanks for the question, and we can use this next slide in order to present a bit more what we do. That's an introduction which I did myself, also using the competence of the person coming before me. What are real cases? So real cases are challenges provided by companies. The example of this is Adidas. Adidas supported TBS Education and this MSc since 5 years, together with Nestlé and other important multinationals. What they do, in September, organize some sort of meeting with them. They provide 4, 5, 6 topics, depending on the students I have. This year, 30 students, 5 students per topic, 6 topics. Each topic is followed by a manager. So they come to TBS Education in September. They explain what they would like them to do. Students work on this topic, and they are followed every week by this manager. It means a constant interaction with a person working for Adidas. So, and they are supposed to work on the topic for 4-5 months. This year we had a topic on AI use cases, procurement, cost campaign, supply management relationship. So a lot of different and real concrete topics. in March, there is the restitution. So basically, students are supposed to offer the content of their work. The managers of Adidas come to TBS Education for a full day in which they listen to the presentation. They provide feedback, organize an event in the evening in which they get together. So this is super important to build the competencies they learn in class with the company, with the company's requirements. Not only that, but also organize visits. So every year we try to exploit the fantastic environment of Toulouse by visiting not only Airbus, but also ATR, but also Pierre Fabre. And if we cannot organize a visit, they come to TBS in the evening like 5-6 p.m. after classes to deliver a talk. Needless to say, this is followed by some networking event where students can get to know a bit better the manager of ATR, of Hermes, of Pierre Fabre, exchanging information, getting to know them, getting to know which kind of job they may need, exchanging business cards, needless to say.
Perfect. Thank you, Andrea.
And this is just one of the many events we organize. Yeah. So opportunities, again, I cannot really tell you which kind of job you're going to get. I can tell you which kind of jobs you can possibly find. So not really one single career you may take. In supply chain, you can work for organization, development, analysis, planning, information systems, logistics, inventory management, planning, scheduling, and production organization, sales forecasting. I mentioned before what we do, strong focus on demand forecasting, and also sales forecasting, understanding the needs of the suppliers, of the producers, of the market. For purchasing, you can be a buyer, you can be a supplier management, you can work in procurement, you can work in quality control, so making sure that the company respects the kind of quality they want to deliver. And every single job is super important in this supply chain world in which you start from procuring or producing what you need in terms of inputs. Think of Airbus, you start procuring or producing the wing, the engine, and then you deliver a final aircraft. This is all we do here. There's this long process from finding the best supplier, organizing the delivery, organizing the supplies, organizing the production, delivering an aircraft of good quality to your clients. So this is basically the kind of jobs and the kind of environment you're going to find at TBS Education in my MSc.
Okay, thank you. Just before going ahead, we have some questions in the
sure.
chat. So the first one is any background supply chain requested or not?
I mean, would be better a bit of a notion in supply chain and operations management, but our classes are made in order to welcome everybody. So if you are passionate about it, if you like the subject, if you are convinced, you are going to find a way to possibly compensate for an initial gap. So everybody's welcome.
Okay, thank you. Is there any classes related to sustainability?
Yeah, of course. We have sustainable supply chain. In Unit 2, I'm trying to remember the units, we have a specific class on sustainable supply chain. So how can we make supply chain more and more sustainable, more and more environmentally oriented, and especially Unit 1, sustainable purchasing and supply chain. So we have professionals working in the sector, and they are going to tell you how to make supply chain and purchasing system more and more compatible with our environmental needs and with CSR requirements. Thank you so much for this useful question.
Perfect. Yes, we have more, maybe, can you give more details about the courses?
I mean, sure. If we can come back a bit on the different units. So those units are units of 45 hours. Every sub-unit consists in 15 hours. So when you start with the purchasing and supply chain strategy, unit number 1, this is going to last in total 45 hours, but taught by 3 different professors/professionals in order to give you an idea of how to combine theory and practice. So even in every single unit, you may have this combination of theory and practical strategies. So every subunit consists in 15 hours each.
Thank you, Andrea.
You're welcome.
Maybe one last
Sure.
question. Is this courses RNCP certified?
We are working on it. We may have a way to do it, but we still do not really integrate that into our professions.
Okay. And plus, for all the DMSC program we do have, they are all fully accredited and recognized by the French ministry.
Yeah.
So they have the grad master. Okay. Thank you.
So maybe you can continue if there are no other urgent questions.
No, I think it's okay. Well, we do have one question about Pierre Fabre. What is Pierre Fabre?
So it's a pharmaceutical company located outside Toulouse. This is important because, I mean, you may think of the ecosystem of Toulouse rooted only around Airbus and the aerospace industry. And you're not wrong, because this is one of our most important engines of production and of work in Toulouse. But there are many more companies, food-related, health-related, like Pierre Fabre, which imply a huge diversity in the ecosystem of Toulouse. So this is why I also wanted to insist it is not just a course with companies related to the aerospace sector. Thanks a lot for this question. So, which kind of jobs? I explained before the kind of jobs that you are going to possibly find. I think it's not important now to go through all the possible professions, because, I mean, they are just a lot. I explained them before. There's a point I'd like to mention in the next slide, please. It could be because you may wonder also what is going to be your reward, what is going to be your possible wage after taking this MSc. Well, if you work on supply chain and purchasing, given the challenges I mentioned before, given the competencies that you're going to acquire, and given the scenario you will be working in, so these changes which imply your continuous request for new answers, usually people working in supply chain and purchasing are paid more than average. So if you want to know more, you can check the Michael Page website, in which you find a comparative guide to see how a prospective student in this MSc is going to earn in comparison to others. So this is the internships. You have a lot of companies. Before, one of your questions was about Pierre Fabre. Yeah, and Pierre Fabre is located in Toulouse, close to TBS Education, not in the center but outside. We have also ATR, which is collaborating with Airbus to producing aircrafts. They are in Toulouse, like Thales. But then you have many more. Our students found jobs in Nespresso, Xiaomi, Decathlon, Total, Safran, Capgemini, Carrefour. So the possibilities are huge. So as I mentioned before, I cannot really give you one single job you may apply for. I can tell you 50, I can tell you 80, I can tell you 120, but you're gonna have a lot of possibilities. Some of our past full-time students, they work for Adidas. So Pierre Manivi, for example, is the person working with me. He was an alumni. He decided to help us in setting up the real cases. Vincent Paul Vincent-Tilly is also now one of our intervenants or professionals, an expert in information systems, and many others. So you see, they're from everywhere. They work in different companies. They work in companies in France and almost in every part of the world. And they bring our competencies. They bring the brand of TBS Education everywhere.
Thank you, Andrea, for this very detailed presentation. I think it's now time to warmly welcome two students from the MSc Purchasing and Supply Chain. So please, Audrey and Chayam, you can come together with me. Stand up, we will stand and it will be okay. Please, Chayam. Yes, you can come. Thank you. So welcome, guys. Thank you for joining our webinar today. So perhaps you could introduce yourself first, okay, each of you, and then I will ask you a few questions. It's okay? Okay.
Yeah. I can start. I'm Audrey. I'm from Montreal, and I arrived in Toulouse in September here to study at TBS Education for 1 year.
Thank you.
Myself, I'm Sham. I arrived from India in September to do my master's here in TBS at Toulouse.
Okay, well, thank you, guys. So, my first question here for you is, as an international student, how did you find your admission process?
The admission process at TBS was simple and very clear to follow. So I started by applying online, submitting my application,
So
CV, transcripts,
Yeah.
etc. And once they went through that, they gave me an interview
Yes.
call,
no.
and I attended this online interview. And also they asked me to define my goals and why I choose this supply chain course. And I got my admission letter after that. And to be frank, like the international admission team here at TBS, they were really helpful and quick and easy to answer. I mean, they answered all my questions very quickly. So that's the thing I can tell
Thank
about
you,
the
Sham.
admission process.
Thank you very much. And what about you, Audrey?
Since I'm an exchange student, I didn't
Ah,
really go
yeah,
through
that's true.
yeah
Sorry.
the whole process.
Okay, yes, it was different for you.
Yes, very easy.
So, regarding this MSc in particular, why did you choose the MSc Purchasing and Supply Chain Management?
I think we both chose this field for a reason. I think, like Mr. Mantovani said, it's a booming field right now, and so we have a lot of career opportunities, internship opportunities, especially with this school. I think it really opens up a lot of doors for you, especially if you're not from France and you want to find an internship in France. Then it's just great to learn a lot about purchasing and supply chain management, and then hopefully you can stay here and find something you like. There's also a lot of big companies, like Mr. Mantovani said, here, which is just great. So, like for me, I did find an internship here in France, so I get to stay here for another 6 months. So yeah, and all thanks to TBS Education, really.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And what about you? Shayam, same or?
Yeah, it's almost
Yeah, almost the
as
same
she said,
reasons.
yeah.
Okay, all right, perfect. So maybe yes, one last question for you. Could you describe how your everyday life is on campus and your experience at TBS Education so far?
Yeah, sure. So yeah.
You can go.
You want
Yeah.
to start?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can start. So it depends every week. Some weeks are very packed and some weeks are lighter. And so most of the time we have like a 15-hour block of one class where we'll do like the same class for 3 days straight, and then sometimes we get a break, or sometimes we just move on to another class, another 15-hour class. And so yeah, it really depends. It's very manageable, I will say. So that's really good. So you learn a lot, but also you're not overwhelmed by by everything.
That's right.
Yes, exactly. Other than that, we always have like a 1 hour lunch break, sorry. And so I personally eat at the cafeteria downstairs with my friends. I didn't mention that, but the class you're always with the same classmates the entire year, and so everyone becomes pretty close, and so you make pretty good friendships here. And I think that's a really nice aspect with, like, you make international friends, maybe even international contacts for later in life, and so that's always good. And so yeah, I eat with my friends during lunchtime. I know Shiam likes to go to
Cruise.
the cruise, yeah, where he gets a full meal for €3, which is pretty close to the school too. So yeah.
Well,
pretty
And I
great.
also would
Thank
like to add a point maybe, like the professors that we have in our school, they're mostly all international, professional from big backgrounds who come to teach us at the university. So we gain a lot of knowledge and practical, especially the practical knowledge from the experiences that's been taught in the class.
Okay, well, perfect. And we have some questions for you in the chat. So, perhaps may we know your background before coming at TBS Education?
Oh, yeah, sure. So I studied law back home, and so it really has nothing to do with this. But I decided to pivot since I didn't really like law, and I think this MSc is pretty broad, and so it opens a lot of doors. And if you don't like a certain field, like you don't have to work in a warehouse, you know, you can work at a desk job, which I think that's more my thing. And so yeah, bachelor's in law, and then I came here to do my master's.
Okay, thank you.
I have worked a few years in sales and marketing, and I wanted to switch my career to a different domain, more or less the similar one. So that's the reason I chose supply chain, and after doing thorough research, I found TBS.
Oh, in your bachelor's?
In bachelor's, I did engineering in electronics and instrumentation.
Okay, well, perfect. Well, that's all for me. Thank you guys for coming and joining us today. I'm sure your experiences was very helpful for our students online.
Also, if they want my contact,
yes,
I really
of course,
don't
you
mind.
can share your contact.
Yeah, I mean, can we type it down
yes,
maybe
you
in the
can.
chat, and so they can message me if they have any
Yes.
questions.
Of course, please.
Okay, so do you guys have WhatsApp? I assume you do. Do they? Or should I can
just
just
give
write
me
you
my
my email. Yeah, I'll write you
Yeah.
my email.
And if they
Wait,
want your WhatsApp, they
point.
will contact you.
Exactly. That's right. Okay.
I think it's
Ouais.
the at.
Ouais,
Yes,
thank you.
and,
Merci.
Gmail.
TBS Education.
Yes,
ouais.
TBS Education. Oh. Is that right?
Ouais.
Shayam as well?
Yeah.
You will.
TBS email?
Yes, the TBS Gmail.
But that's
better.
what, yeah, that's what I do.
Which?
Can you just
Yes,
back
of
with
course.
the French keyboard?
It's Shayam.
SS dot?
Yes. Double S, yeah.
Double S dot. SANKAR.
S-N.
S-A.
S-A, sorry.
NKA.
A.
R-A. At the rate TBS.
At TBS.
Oh, sorry. The hyphen, the dash. What do you? Yeah. NA.
You have to.
Yeah,
That's
No,
name.
yeah, at
Okay.
the TBS.
Okay, that's.
wow.
It's quite a long.
Thank you, sorry. So I just shared your contacts, okay, to the chat. Thank you very much,
Thank
guys,
you.
for your
Thank you.
time. Thank you. So it's now time to welcome our guest of the day, Julie Sénard. She's a customer retention manager at Kuehne Nagel for Middle East, Europe, and Africa. So welcome, Julie.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for joining us and for your time with us. So maybe you could introduce yourself first, and then I will ask you some questions.
Absolutely. So I am Julie Sénard. I'm working as a professor for one sequence of the master, which is transport management. I've done that for 6 years now, and this is on top of my job, which is EMEA, Europe and Middle East Retention Manager at Kuehne Nagel, which is one of the largest transportation and logistic company.
Okay, well, thank you for your presentation. So my first question for you is, could you walk us through your involvement with the MSc Purchasing and Supply Chain Management?
Yeah, sure. That was a decision from me, and also we found ourselves between TBS and myself to actually teach transportation. But teaching was something I really enjoyed. Before coming to Kuehne Nagel, which is this transportation company, before that I did 10 years of consulting. And on top of my consultant daily job, I was sometimes giving courses on project management, for example, to newcomers. And this is something I really appreciated, giving sharing my experience and giving courses, training to those new young consultants. So I thought maybe I could share better, my competencies, my knowledge in terms of transportation, logistics, and just experience to students. And TBS just came rightly because that's a renowned school that I really extremely famous in France anyway. So something I enjoy doing. Training is something I enjoy doing.
Perfect, thank you. Because my second question for you was honestly, like, what do you enjoy most then by with engaging with students at
With
TBS?
students at TBS.
Yes.
Well, first of all, the thing I like most is the international classes. So you've seen 2 students, but actually there are more nationalities. We have, it's covering the globe, and something that I actually very much appreciate, and sharing cultural aspects in the transport field in those classes is something that is extremely useful for students. Last year we had a lot of American, and that was also something extremely interesting to share knowledge on these topics. I like this, and the fact that the culture of the school also is extremely interesting. The maturity of the students. 12 years ago, I did an MBA, so I left my professional daily job, and I went for 1 year in Madrid to do this MBA. And currently, I'm teaching the students the same method as I was taught when I was an MBA, meaning that participation is extremely important. So that's why we have a lot of interactions between the students and myself, and them together also. So participation, a lot of business case, real cases that are actually occurring in different countries, different companies' experiences that are in the world, basically. And this is what I like most. And for the students, I must say, having connections then around the globe is precious for the future.
Well, thank you very much, Julie. Yes, one last question, maybe. Like, could you tell us a bit more about your job and the company you work for?
Of course. So first of all, I'm working. So before I've done 10 years of consulting, particularly Accenture, and now approximately 10 years, I am working for Kühne + Nagel, which is one of the largest transportation and logistic company in the world. It's 150 years old. Soon we have a turnover of about 25 billion Swiss francs, so it's approximately €1, and we are 80,000 people in the world. I'm working. I've had actually in 10 years. I've changed position every 2 years. The chance of having a large company like that is that you can actually work in different fields, logistics or sea freight or air freight, etc. So this is the first thing. The second thing is that you can move very quickly from one service to another. So if at the very beginning I was in the operations, I'm more into commercial today after 10 years. And this is definitely something I very much like. And going into a very large firm allows explore different services. On top of that, those companies are extremely, let's say, dependent on events on the globe. So could be COVID had a lot of impact on transportation. We've had, for sea freight, we've had that truck in the Suez Canal. We've had the wars in Ukraine. We currently have the tariffs imposed by President Trump, and all that is creating a lot of challenges for those companies. So I would say that you never get bored. Supply chain is probably one of the industries where you'll always find a job, because there is a lot to do.
You seem very passionate about
I love it.
job.
I love it.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for sharing your insight with us today. Julie, I won't keep you any longer because I know you have a very busy schedule, but thank you for your time. Well, now before starting the Q&A session, I will quickly cover how the admission process works and the tuition fees, of course, as well. So basically, regarding the admission requirements, so for the MSc program, you must be 32 or under, okay, have a 3-year bachelor degree minimum, a B2 English level as well. So regarding English test, we do accept IELTS, TOEIC, Cambridge, TOEFL, and Duolingo. However, if you are a native English speaker or if your studies were taught entirely in English, you won't need to provide us with an English test, okay? It won't be mandatory for you. And at the end, of course, you'll need to pass the TBS interview, So regarding application documents, you'll need to upload online, as Sayam just said, You'll need to upload your high school degree, academic transcript of grades, motivation letter, passport, photo, and so on. And now, lastly, about tuition fees and scholarship. So for the 2-year program, it will be 25,650 euro, okay? You'll have the option to pay either in one time or until 6 installments per year. For the 1-year program, it will be 19,500 euro, okay? And same process, you can pay in 1 or until 6 installments per year. Now, regarding scholarships and discounts, so the first one we have is the 10% early bird discount. There is no requirements needed for this one. You just need to apply before the 15th of February. It's just based on first arrived, first served basis because we do have a limited amount of early bird scholarship. Then we have the 10% partner university if you're from a partner university, the TBS alumni discount if you did your bachelor at TBS, and the 20% TBS student if you are currently enrolled at TBS in the Master in Management, for example. The last 3 scholarships are based on merit, okay? So you must match the requirements. So for the 25% distinction scholarship, you need to score a GPA of 3.6 minimum, okay? For the 30% merit, it's a GPA of 3.7, and for the excellence scholarship of 35%, it will be a GPA of 3.8, okay? So that's all for us. It's now time to ask your question if you have some, and I hope you enjoy this webinar as well.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Also on my side. There's one last point.
Sorry.
If you want to be in touch with our students, our alumni, there's the LinkedIn group.
Yes.
So the students were so kind to share the email address, even WhatsApp. They want to share. Maybe it's not possible in this point. But I mean, the best way to be in touch with them and all the others, and also our past students, is to join our LinkedIn group, TBS Purchasing and Supply Chain Management, which you can find easily on LinkedIn. Feel free also to contact us in case of any additional question.
Perfect. Thank you, Andra. So let's see. Some question. Well, we have a lot of questions. So maybe. Well, there is a lot. I'm kind of lost. How did you know? That was questions for students. When do applications open and close, please? So applications are already open, and we will close the application by the end of June, okay? 21st, usually. Do I need to speak French to apply? Well, no, you don't need to speak French to apply because the MSc is entirely taught in French. However, we do recommend students... in English, sorry.
Sometimes I switch to French, so it's like a bilingual...
So the
but
MSc
the program is totally taught in English, and if you want to improve your French, that's the best place to be.
Yes, and we offer French classes also. It's optional, but if you want to take French classes at TBS Education, you can, okay? If I'm not mistaken, there's a deposit to pay. How much time do we have to pay? Well, regarding the deposit, you'll have to pay. You will have 3 weeks, okay, in order to confirm your spots. Do we have some question about the program? Well,
the background, yeah. So
yeah, the background we already
it was a fantastic case study. Audrey studied law, and then she joined our program. So this is also answer one of our previous questions about the requirements to join this MSc.
Yeah. So
And then we try to.
Yes.
We are basically going through all your
yes,
all
the
your questions.
So
If you have more, please let us know. We are available to answer on real time or even after this presentation is
on
over.
LinkedIn group, and you
Yeah.
can also contact us.
On LinkedIn, it's interesting because our past alumni always post job offers. So you don't always be in touch with our previous students or current students, but you can find which kind of jobs they may offer. Of course, TBS Education provides a fantastic support to find the internship and to find the best company matching your interests.
Yes, we have the career services.
But even the alumni, as they also mentioned, is a great way to know what they do and to find job offers on LinkedIn.
That's true. So thank you, Andrea. I think that concludes our webinar. So thank you to our guest and thank you to you for watching us today. And a special thank you as well to you, Andrea.
Thank you so much for
It was very
hosting me.
nice
I
having
hope
you.
to see you at TBS Education starting September 26.
Thank you. Bye.